Good morning, everyone. It's Anifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I am out in nature again, and I am loving this day. It's supposed to be quite warm, and even though there is a fly that's loving me over here, I thought I would share with you today a bit of my thoughts and reflections this morning. I can tell you that my day started with a lot of reflective time about one of the most important books that I've come across in my journey. And this book was actually recommended by a patient of mine years ago. And at the time, I can tell you that I wasn't that interested in reading it. And I'm so glad I did. And I'm so glad that I met him. I really had respected him as a person. And I'm so happy that he dropped off this book just for me to read if I wanted. And I was thrilled that he lent it to me. And I'm thrilled by how much it's meant to me. And of course, I ended up buying the book later too. So I came across a bit of information, but I want to make sure that you know this book first of all. The book is called Journey of Souls, and it's by Michael Newton. And it's got case studies of life between lives. So that's literally on the actual title too. So it's case studies of life between lives. And I can tell you that I was not raised in a environment that encouraged me to think of life between lives, and I don't think many of us are. Many people do feel that once you live, then you die, and then maybe there's some spiritual life after that, and then we either go to heaven or hell, or perhaps we believe that we just die. There's a lot of people that believe we just die. Once our life is over, it's over. And to me, that didn't give me a purposeful meaning to my existence. So, as luck would have it, or maybe no luck at all, right? As serendipity would have it, this book came across my hands, and I do like reading case studies. So this was fascinating to me. And it literally talked to people. This therapist, he was a psychotherapist and psychologist, I believe. And he did a lot of hypnotherapy too. So he started with psychology, moved into hypnotherapy, and wrote this book based on, I believe it was 10,000 patients that he had studied and worked with. And he noticed that there was a similarity to what they were saying when they were in deep hypnosis. And then this brought up this whole concept of past lives and that sort of idea. And I believe that religion and spirituality can be very hand in hand, because in spirituality, there is this belief of past lives for many spiritual traditions. Yet, there is this feeling of the continuity. So, if we think about a life, perhaps we've been looking at a human existence life, and the life was more specific to the soul's life. So when I read this book, I thought it makes sense to me, for it made sense in terms of how it helped me perceive the world and my experience and my purpose. And I hope that if you do go out and get it, I think it's a fascinating book. So I will write the details of it under this video. So then, of course, I was thinking about the soul's journey. And I came across this quotation that I really like. Part of this was also from a discussion that I had yesterday with someone that reminded me that some people think that there is no purpose to life. And I feel that there's a lot of purpose to life. I believe that we are all interconnected and for a purpose. And the biggest purpose being our evolution, or the conscious evolution of everything. And we're part of that evolution. We're part of this creation that we are co creating together with each other, with birds, with animals, with trees, with nature, with all life. And that would be mass consciousness. So I feel that this has really directed me. And this quotation said, "The gift of life is so precious that we should feel an obligation to pay back the universe for the gift of being alive." So this is by Ray Bradbury, and the quotation again is, "The gift of life is so precious that we should feel an obligation to pay back the universe for the gift of being alive." So feel an obligation, and I wonder how many people feel this obligation. I do believe that efforts in nature conservation are certainly feeling this. We are understanding more and more how much we are interconnected with all of mass consciousness. And when we look at things from a spiritual perspective, we have respect for even the tiniest ant and for the biggest human, right? So in this, there is a consciousness to everything that is somehow woven together and helping one another if we choose to focus this way. So I thought today perhaps you could sit down and write 3 things in your life after this video and see what kind of things give you purpose and meaning. For me, I do know that it's about learning, about teaching, about helping, about feeling like a vibrant part of this vibrant universe, and feeling like I am doing something purposeful and meaningful in my life. And I believe from people that I've spoken with, that seems to be a very common desire amongst people, to feel like what you do matters. And I do know that even when people are close to dying, because I've worked with a number of dying people, they are so concerned and hoping that their life mattered in even one person's life. And this is what I truly believe. And I really believe that it drives a lot of us. So today I also have this quotation by Voltaire. And this quotation says, "God gave us the gift of life. It is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well." And this is what I truly believe, that we have life. And how many of us can we say we're living well? And what does living well mean to you? So, some people living well, as for me, is feeling at the end of the day that I have done a good job. I have been kind and considerate and compassionate and understanding and loving to anyone and everyone that I meet. This is my life of purpose. There are other purposes that are just as valuable. One purpose could be that you're giving to your community in a helpful way. Another purpose could be to really make it big financially and then teach others how this can be accomplished. So all of these things, and by the way, I think that when you're on your path, all of these things naturally happen simultaneously. But that's a bigger discussion about quantum physics. And today, I'd love for you to just sit down and think, what is my purpose? What are the 3 things that are really meaningful for me, that are part of my life's purpose? And I hope you will sit for 5 minutes to do that exercise and reflect on, do I do this every day? If these are the 3 things that are meaningful to me, am I participating in this way every single day? Because none of us know how long life is, right? So today, I would love for you to know that those 3 things that you wrote down, you are making a conscious decision and effort to work on every single day. I wish you a fantastic day ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.